Well, hello there and welcome back. My name is Joel and this is a snowy day here at A Stable Life.
Hi, Scoots. Hey, puppy.
If we look, we got Mom here on a Saturday. We've actually got a new change in the routine. So Gavin is no longer feeding Saturdays, he's now feeding Sundays. And my mom is now feeding Saturdays. So you'll be seeing a little bit more of my mom. And if we're doing a video on Sunday, you'll be getting to see Gavin, of course. And he'll be here for helping out with projects and things like that. But either way, how are the horses in the snow? How's things looking here today?
They seem to have fun in the snow.
They do.
Yeah, they're pretty happy with snow.
They do seem to enjoy the snow.
Everybody's pretty happy, and Leia is loving it.
Leia's always been fond of the snow.
She loves the snow.
Don't you, princess? Did you guys have a snowball fight?
We did. Leia lost and loved losing.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at them all in already. Looking good. Let's go see how the pastures look. I'm here to grab a tool, that power broom that we've been using for cleaning the aisleways. I'm gonna take down to clean off the wagons because we got snow and I need my jig clean in order for me to see what I'm doing. Morning fire. Let's see down here. Oh, wow. Oh, see, now that just makes everything look nice. Yeah. Oh, the barn. Our pile of trusses getting bigger and bigger. I love it. Looking really good. Well, we got a special treat for you guys. My dad's actually gonna be shoeing some horses and he has volunteered, by me asking him, to take the camera along and show you guys a little bit of shoeing, something a little different, while I'm working on building trusses.
And you're on to me. So let's go get set up and we'll see what we can do.
All right, guys, so we're with Sky. He needs just a basic trim. Even in the wintertime, their hooves grow. Every 6 to 8 weeks, generally about 1/8 of an inch of the hoof will grow out. Depending on environment, food source, how much nutrients they're getting, will depend on how much growth they're getting. So we're gonna do Sky and we're gonna do Suede. They just both need trims. So we're gonna start on Sky today. I'm not gonna do a whole lot of talking because it's hard to hold the hoof up. And sometimes the horse just isn't cooperative. They lean on you, they're pulling on you, and it's hard to talk while you're holding that much weight. So I'm just gonna start trimming, and if I come into any problems, then I'll explain what's going on. But this is just a basic trimming that we're gonna do right now. So we're gonna start on his front right hoof here. And as you can see, there's just chunks that are coming off of it. You can tell Sky is not really all that cooperative right now. Horses are being let out, and he kind of wants to go with them. So we're just gonna clean up the hoof. We're gonna take off the dead tissue, and we're just gonna clean up the hoof. We don't want to take a whole lot off because he's barefoot, and Sky already has a lot of problems with his hooves to begin with. And if we take too much off, he'll get an abscess, and he'll be lame, and that's no good. As you can see, he already had an abscess. That's what that is right there. That's an old abscess that has grown out. I'm just gonna remove some of that. I'm gonna take off tissue from the frog. This is something that some farriers forget. They'll trim the frog up, but they don't trim it enough. And what ends up happening is the dead tissue allows bacteria to settle, and they get abscesses there too. And that's been a big problem here. I'm just gonna clean up this area here around that. I like to use, oh, I don't have it. I have a double loop knife that I use to clean up the bars, and I forgot it. I'll get it a little bit for the next horse. There we go. Little pebble right there, we'll get that out. There's the nippers, and we'll just take off just a little bit. He has some toe. I'm just gonna clean that up. Generally don't take a whole lot off the heel. They wear that down themselves. I'm just gonna try and get it natural. And then we'll use the rasp and we'll get it balanced. Okay. That's all there is to that. We'll just move on to the next one. Big chunk out right there. That hoof had a big chunk out of it, right on the inside there. There's not a whole lot we can do about that. It's pretty far up on the hoof wall, so now we're gonna move to the backs. And we're gonna use the cradle. Not being very cooperative right now. he has a lot of toe. We're trying to take it off, but he's, as you can see, not being very cooperative. Some horses are good with the cradle. Other horses are not good with the cradle. He's not good with the cradle. Right now what he's doing is he's trying to pull his leg up. I'm waiting for him to relax, but right now I think he's gonna poop. See? So you don't want to be underneath that when that goes on. That's kind of a, here, take that. That's actually him being nervous. So not a glamorous job by any means. You deal with a horse yanking on you, sometimes trying to kick you. If they have health problems, you gotta deal with arthritis or stifling. And when they try to poop on you, you gotta deal with the smell. Why do I do it, you ask? Why does anybody do it? Well, you gotta have a real love for the animal. That's what it boils down to. This is performing live surgery. I mean, that's what you're doing. You're changing the angles, the balance of the horse. What you do to the hoof affects the balance, the gait, the well-being of the animal. That can all change if you do it incorrectly. So what we're trying to do is make him as comfortable as possible. But you have to think along the lines of, my comfort doesn't matter right now. You gotta do what you gotta do for him. One technique I've learned, some horses when you pick up, like I'm 6'1", so when you pick up the horse's leg, depending on the horse and how tall he is or how much leg he has, when you're picking up on that, you're really moving them to the side like that. That's uncomfortable. And their hip, they have back problems just like people do. They have hip problems just like people do. They have arthritis just like people do. So when you pick up on the back leg, you're working on that whole body like that. So if you bring the leg up only as high as you need to work on it, not as high as you're comfortable with, but as high as they're comfortable with, and then you move the back leg across their other back leg, it drops their hip down. So what we're gonna do is, with him, we're gonna pick it up. Another thing that they like to do is they move with you. They like to walk away from you because as you're working on them, see? He just took a step to the left, so now we're just getting farther and farther away from him. So we're gonna move him back over. We're gonna pick up the leg, and we're just gonna cross it under behind his other leg, like that. It moves it over. Now, I'm very uncomfortable. What we're gonna do is we're gonna try and pull the leg out away from his body, so it's not so much on him. And we're gonna work a little faster because he's had enough, and he's not patient. So we're gonna try and do this as fast as we can. If the animal was a lot more well-behaved and less nervous, then we would take our time. We'd do the job the best we could. But under the circumstances right now, we're just trying to get the basics done and him back out. Because that's what he wants. See, he's already moving on me here. So, a couple yanks. We're gonna try and pull it back out a little bit. We'll take off what we can. Okay, now we're gonna move the rasp. We'll yank there. He's getting away from his body. He's getting uncomfortable. See him leaning. Right now, I'm gonna put it down because right now my right hip is killing me. So we're gonna give him a rest. We're gonna give me a rest. Give him a few seconds and relax. I'm also watching his head, his ears. He has one ear turns back towards me every once in a while, and then one ear goes forward. So he's paying attention to me and he's paying attention to Dawn out front, who is waiting to let him go. So we're gonna pick up his back leg and we're gonna get this finished off so he can get out of here. Take off the chunks, make sure it's balanced. It is. Look straight down, make sure that it's symmetrical. Leg's done, he's done. That's all we're gonna do with him. So now we're gonna untie him. Back you up. There you go. Good man. And
All done?
goodbye, Sky. All right, so now we're gonna move on to Suede. So what I have to do is carry all my stuff. Now Suede, you guys have seen me do Suede quite a bit. Suede's on the other end of the barn. He's done regularly. He's more well behaved. So we're gonna go take all my stuff down. I'm out of breath, as you can tell. I'm gonna take all my stuff down there, get set up. We'll turn the camera back on. We're gonna come on in here. We're gonna back him up. He's gonna have his halter on. I work with the blanket on. He's got long legs, so I don't really need to worry about. Hi, Suede. Don't really need to worry about moving the blanket out of the way. He's tall enough. He has toe. His backs look really good, actually. His fronts, he's got too much toe on the front. And these growth rings here are from the coronary band. That's normal. It just means that there's some vitamin deficiency there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take him down this way and we're gonna turn him around. Now see, right now, he's saying, I don't want to be in right now. It's one of the big things is timing when you do horses. Yeah, see, he is not happy. They were fed, they're turned out. Suede's the only one in. He does not want to be in. He wants to be out eating hay with the rest of his buddies. So he's a little perturbed right now. So he's not going to be as good as I thought he was going to be today. So we're going to do what we can. We're going to do his fronts, clean them up the best we can. You're going to notice a big difference between him and Sky with hoof, condition, size, all that. And he's going to yank on me too. So we're going to clean this up. Yeah, a lot of toe. And we have to really deep on the bars there. That needs to be cleaned up too. What's going to end up happening is you can get bacterial infection there and abscesses develop. So we're going to take off toe. That's about how much needs to come off there. Now, a lot of times what happens is people leave the hoof grow longer than it should. And as the hoof grows, the blood vessels grow with it. So when you have to take off a lot of hoof, because growth has gone too long, the hoof will bleed. So expect it if it's left go too long. Suede's not bad. He just has a little bruise on the toe there. See red? You want to make sure that whatever you take off, on the toe you take off what you need to on the sole, because you don't want them walking on their sole. That causes bruising and abscesses. This is the soft part. This is what takes the weight. You don't want them walking on this. Take all that back so that when they're walking on the hoof wall. And this is able to expand like it should. Now we have, that's a loop knife. So you can go in on a little bit of an angle and take off that side. And then you go on this side, bit of an angle over there. And take off that over there. And that'll clean all that out of there. Check it. Looks great. All right. So this is how much we took off. That's how much growth he had. It's probably been about 10 weeks. That's about 10 weeks worth of growth right there, which is good. It means he's getting the nutrients he needs for the hoof to grow the way it's supposed to. Big difference between this and this one. See the chunk coming out? It's because it's too long. We're gonna clean that up. Now these are actually, now that I'm looking at it a little bit closer, those are a little bit more open than I'd like them to be, which means he had a bacterial infection in the coronary band. And the abscess that he developed went up and came out the coronary, and that's the result of the abscess and the bacterial infection, and it's growing down. So as that gets farther and farther down as it grows with the hoof, when that gets towards the bottom, it's going to start breaking off in chunks. It's going to look bad, but it's causing no pain to the horse, no discomfort. We'll deal with that when it gets farther to the bottom. By the time that gets to the bottom, it'll probably be here in March. And then April, May, it'll be down. When she needs shoes to start working them, that's when it'll be a problem. Clean up the hoof. So, hoof wall, frog, bars, sole, sulcus, buttress, quarters, toe, heel. That's basically a quick overview of the hoof. We're going to take and trim the bars back, get those out of the way. The bars provide stability to the hoof, which is why you see the ridge develop as they grow. But it also can develop a bacteria wedges in between the frog and the bars, so you trim those back. You don't want to take off a whole lot, but you take off what you need to. So right now he has a bit of a bacterial infection in the frog here. So we're cutting that out. And we're going to take off a little angle here on this side. Get that back to where it needs to be. And a little bit on this side. Which he had more on the right than he did on the left. Which means he wasn't balanced. Now, there's nothing we can do about the bruising. It is straight, it's symmetrical now. So what we can do, you can eyesight it and see, all right, what's the angles compared on the two? What are we working with here? So this is called a hoof gauge. And what it does is it tells you the length of the hoof on the toe and the angle that they're running. You usually want it between 52 and 56 is ideal. Any more steeper than that and any more shallow than that, you're gonna have problems. So we're gonna check him, and then we're gonna go off this one, make sure the toes up against, that's flat. We're looking at about 3 and almost 4, pretty much 4, from the toe to the coronary band, 4 inches, and we're looking at an angle of 55. So now we're gonna go to the other one, and we're gonna see if they're identical. If they're identical, then he's balanced. I'm gonna check the angle of the toe. Now, of course, I have to go to the inside here and look in. We are 4 inches to the coronary, and we are, 58. So we're 3 degrees off. So that hoof is steeper than that one. So ideally what we would do with that is we take more heel, which will bring the toe, it'll drop the heel down, bring the toe up. So I don't want to go much farther than that. That probably added about 1.5 degrees. Another tool that we can use, referred to as a golden means caliper. There's a lot of science behind this. this is actually really cool. So you bring up the hoof. The toe, this is called Duckett's dot, and this is called Duckett's groove, which is right there. You want to put this on, and you'll notice the tip of this, that, and this all line up. So toe, Duckett's dot, and the end of Duckett's groove all line up. Now, right where we're at there should be exactly where we're at over here. So we're just gonna rotate it, pick up this, we're gonna put this on exactly. So the distance between Duckett's dot, the toe, and Duckett's groove is exactly the same, front right, front left, which means he is perfectly balanced, which means it's not gonna affect his ligaments, his muscles, or his joints in any way, and that's what we want. So Suede's good. Right now, like I said, we're not gonna touch his backs. We're gonna leave that alone, because I like his backs. I like the angle at his backs just by eyeballing it. He's good. So right now he goes to the middle field. Enjoy. Beautiful out. There's no wind. Temperature outside is 24 degrees. About 2.5 inches, 3 inches of snow on the ground. I know for some of you in the other parts of the country and other parts of the world, because it is so awesome having viewers in other parts of the world that are watching this, that is just humbling. I'll use the word, because it is just awesome to have people that are just interested in way of life. It is really cool. And I can't thank you guys enough for supporting this channel, because I don't know if you really know what it means having you guys on. Like, you're supporting a family. You're supporting a way of life. It is really, really, thanks just doesn't do enough. The only way we can thank you is by the content that we use. So if you have suggestions as to what you want to see, or some extra things that we can do, we can try our best to make sure we get it. Joel has his own content. This is his channel. I'm kind of speaking out of turns right now, but really thank you very much for the support that you guys are giving us, because the growth that we've had here at the stable, a lot of it attributes to what you guys are doing for us, and we can't thank you enough. All right, let's move on and see what else we got going on in the stable today. Let's go for a walk. I guess we'll see what's going on with the horses and check out Joel's progress down the barn. It is absolutely gorgeous out here today, Saturday, January 11th. Take a look at this. Sun is shining, there is no wind. The horses are comfortable. That hay barn is going to be absolutely fantastic when we're done. And I would say, no word of lie, Joel has probably done about 70% of that. I come in on the critical stuff, the high stuff. Horses are content, they're eating hay. And here's our pile of trusses we got going on here. We had fresh powder on them last night. And Joel's hard at work trying to put together the rest of the trusses. That is awesome. That is like almost a 6-foot pile of trusses right there. That is great. Fantastic. Screwed and liquid nails composite. It's looking awesome.
Isn't it?
This is fantastic, buddy. Looking good. And the door hasn't moved, so that's awesome too.
I put the handle in it.
Oh, did you? All right,
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was wide open and it was swinging and crazy when the wind was
That's
coming
what I
in.
was worried about.
So it was really windy. I mean, you guys know. You watched this already.
Yeah, we've had some gusts, and actually they're forecasting next week. Arctic air is going to blast back in again next week, so it's going to be windy and freezing cold again. But this is looking great. This is looking absolutely great. This is just, I love just walking up to the height of these things. Oh, it's just, I love it. I love it.
Measuring them, it's 30 feet from the outside of this post to the outside of that post.
Okay.
And on these trusses, 30 feet takes you from right here.
Okay.
That's 30 feet. And then there's 19 inches of overhang. It's exactly what you wanted.
That's exactly what I wanted. So the bracing is going to go on about right here.
Bracing is going to be pretty much right on that.
Right on that. So 30 foot to there, you said?
Yep.
Okay, so that 1.5 inches. Okay.
These are solid. Kevin and I, yesterday, we basically would take the truss and we'd set it down on its end, because you said, don't do that because it puts stress on the bottom. Doesn't budge, nothing. Just sits there happily.
Good.
And then we would take it and roll it. We wouldn't stop it. It would flop down, make a nice loud slam, and I like Kevin's mentality on it. He was like, if it can't handle that, it shouldn't go up there.
That he's right. You have 2 weak points right here. That's actually going to be the strongest point. I was just thinking that's going to be the weak, but that's going to be the strongest, because you've got five supports going right into the peak of it. So that's going to be your strongest point right there. You're going to have stress a little bit here, but what's supposed to happen is this joint and this support is to take the stress off of that point. It's supposed to be an equal amount of stress on
on each
And everything.
on each support. So you're not supposed to have a weak point on the truss. That's the whole idea behind it.
This truss build that we did here was, we did a lot of research on this. This isn't a design that we came up with. I know there's some of you that are on YouTube that probably do this for a living. Having you alongside of us would have been great. But we're going off of, I've researched a bunch of sites. I did contracting work in the past. I worked with a contractor for 3 years doing carpentry, and this specification is up to specification for our area, the type of lumber, the environment that we live in, and what the snow load is for our area. So these trusses are to specification for our area. So you're finishing up the trusses today then? We'll see. I've got just a few to go.
Me by myself, I'll probably get 8.
All right, I'm gonna pass you guys off. I'm not used to the YouTube thing with the camera. You guys, and I know you guys have said this before. Whenever I have the camera, you guys are like all over the place, getting sick because of the motion sickness. Because I'm Italian. I ask my brother, I'm German, but I'm Italian. My hands are all over the place when I'm talking. I'm just not used to the camera. They got to watch us do Sky and Suede.
Awesome.
So
That's good. Even though Dad's got to go shoe some more horses, he wanted to have the opportunity to at least put together a few trusses. What do you think so far?
I think I've been missing out.
Yeah, this is fun. Mom's also here. She's already started assembling one of them that I was working on. She also brought us some goodies. We got lunch. We're having meatball hoagies. This is all frozen and everything like that, so that's gonna cook. That'll be ready for us to go and snack on a nice warm meal through the day. Generator's doing its thing. Quite nice.
And of course, you brought it over when I make a mistake.
I was wondering what's going on over here. Well, Dad is off. He is on his way to go take care of chewing some more horses. I just wanted to show you guys this over here. We had a rotten bale. I don't know what happened. I think there was the bale was wet when we put it in, whatever the case is. We put it over by the pile here for the horses to kind of pick through it. They ate what they wanted to, and they made a bed out of it. So look at that. All right, it is 1 o'clock. We are gonna stop for a break. We're having lunch. How is it? Are they hot? They're warm. Crock-pot just couldn't keep up with it in 25, feels like 19. I think we're getting used to this weather, because this feels nice. This isn't that bad. She laughed at me, so she doesn't think it feels nice, but at the same point in time, you know, it is what it is, right? After last Saturday, I think any weather's gonna feel warm. Well, we have some good news. We're not done. We only have 8 to go, not including that one. Then we are at cap. We're done with trusses. They are all made. Then the next big project is, you know, putting them up. This is our pile over here. Look at how good they look. Oh man, all that hard work over the past month, cutting boards, cutting gussets, measuring everything, establishing the jig, the logistics of getting it all down here. See them all complete, sitting here. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna be even more excited when they're complete, and even more excited when they're up. And oh, I might cry when this barn's done. Tears of joy, buddy, tears of joy. I'm gonna go eat some lunch, and then we'll get back at it. I don't think we'll actually finish all 8 today, but I think we'll get pretty close. Maybe only have 6, maybe 5 to go. Well, Mom left. She started getting cold. She started getting tired as well. Not to mention, it was also getting close to time for afternoon feeding. So she went on up to get started working on that. While she was away, we took care of making another 3 trusses. Look at how pretty they are. So we are not done making trusses. We are done for today. I'm packing all the equipment up. I'm gonna have myself a meatball hoagie before I go. and then we'll head on out. I never gave the temperature readouts for today. Temperature is 27, real feel is 19. I've learned that wherever we're getting our temperatures from, it's a little colder here because our thermostat in the barn runs about 6 degrees colder than it actually is, according to that. So if I do the math there, that puts the temperature at 21, real feel at probably 14, 15 in that category there. So, you know, winter weather. Here's our stacks. Obviously, we just got to get those 3 on top of here, and then we only have 4 more to go. That's it, just 4 more. And then we have 2 beautiful, huge stacks of trusses ready to be mounted to our lovely roof. Oh my word. That is 1 more day's work, and then that is it. That's exciting. That's very exciting. I can't believe it. Okay, now you're gonna push down. Take your knee, catch it, pull it up. There you go. Well, welcome to another day. It's Sunday. Gavin, how are you liking feeding on Sundays?
It's pretty nice.
It's good?
Feels the same as Saturday, but it's Sunday.
Everyone was worried. They were worried we would never see you on another video ever again. We're getting our final 4 trusses made today. In fact, that first one you saw us take was one of the 4. I only got 3 to go. And guys, we have all of our trusses made. Do you know how amazing that feels? It was gonna be so slick. You were gonna high five me as you're walking past in one clip that wasn't
a high five. Okay.
Now it's like,
Okay.
it's 35 degrees today. Warmer than it's been in a while. What do you think about that?
There, we got it. We did it.
Solid clip. All right, let's flip this one on over. Wait a minute.
What?
I didn't screw that one. How could I not do that? There we go. Well, there we go. Our last truss. That is it. That is our last truss. It is done. It is ready to go. Give us a round of applause, Gavin. Let's go.
What I've been doing.
Woo! Ow! Yeah! Let's get these added to the pile. That is it. All trusses are built and complete. And that means the next phase of this build is putting them up. Making our roof airborne.
Oh, going up.
Well, ain't that pretty? Wow, that is awesome. We did it, guys. We did it. Well, I don't think there's really anything else to say other than the outro, Gavin. I know you guys are as excited as I am about this. This is awesome. This feels so good. This is a month's worth of work right in front of us. Fully complete. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure that you subscribe to see what's next. I know all of you are curious how we're getting these up, and I'm not telling until day of. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.